God of War is one of the most beloved video game series that has ever come out, and is it really no surprise that some developers have tried to use the God of War formula for their own? Today we're going to be taking a look at 5 God of War clones that are actually great and worth a playthrough. So, here we go. Number 1, Heavenly Sword. Heavenly Sword is a single-player hack-and-slash action game from developers Ninja Theory. Originally released in 2007 for the PlayStation 3, Heavenly Sword throws the player into a world surrounded by myths surrounding the Heavenly Sword. This sword was once wielded by an unnamed heavenly god who fought against a powerful demonic warlord known around the world as the Raven Lord. After the Raven Lord was defeated, the sword was left in the mortal realm, which humanity waged war to possess its great power. Over the tons of bloodshed, the sword became lustful for the lives of its new owners. And each time the blade did get a new owner, the blade killed them within a few days. Eventually, a warlike tribe took hold of the sword and kept it unused and safe for the rest of the world and for the world's own good. Among this tribe there is a prophecy stating that one day the sword's original owner would be reborn during the time of the quote-unquote fire horse, who will reunite the world and lead them to the promised land. Okay, the description sounds really nice and the rating for this game is not bad as well. On Metacritic, Heavenly Sword received a critic rating of 79 and a user rating of 80, so it holds a solid score for both critics and players. In the combat and gameplay, yes, look and feel a lot like God of War, because, just look at the graphics and the acrobatic fighting styles. Looks pretty similar, doesn't it? Reminds me a lot of how Kratos wielded the blades in the Greek realm. And I'm not saying this like it's a bad thing. Yes, it seems very heavily influenced by God of War, but this title seems like it's well worth a playthrough. Number 2, Castlevania Lords of Shadows. Castlevania Lords of Shadows is a single-player hack-and-slash game developed by Mercury Steam and published by Konami. Originally released for the PlayStation 3, Xbox 360, and PC in 2010, Castlevania Lords of Shadows takes place during the end of days, where Earth's alliance with the heaven is threatened by an evil, dark force known as, go figure, the Lord of Shadows. And when the Lords of Shadows did make their appearance, darkness reigned over the world. From here, the world turns to ruin. The souls of the dead scattered around the world, unable to find peace after death. Swarms of malevolent creatures wreaked havoc and caused chaos over the shattered land, increasing the hell on Earth and death through the remaining few people. Okay, now is it just me or does this game just sound sick? And I do have to say this does remind me quite a lot of God of War, especially God of War 2018 and God of War Ragnarok, just for the fact that the dead swarm the Earth, and there are a ton of dark creatures to fight. But this is just me reminiscing of God of War, so just let me be. So, looking at the gameplay of this game, it does remind me a lot of God of War, with the full terrain, third-person camera, and the hack-and-slash style that we got back in the Greek games. And honestly, it should very well be a top contender on this list, being that Kojima himself advised the development team during the creation of this game. And Metacritic agrees with giving Castlevania Lords of Shadows a critic rating between 83 to 85 and a user score between 79 and 81. So if you're trying to find a game similar to God of War, this one may very well be a great title to pick up for you. Number 3, Darksiders. Oh my god, of all the games so far, this one screams God of War to me. Darksiders is, once again, a hack-and-slash action-adventure game developed by Vigil Games and published by THC. Originally released back in 2010 for a wide variety of consoles, Darksiders takes place during the Armageddon from the Bible's book of Revelation. The story of Darksiders follows the story of War, one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, who is being blamed for the early arrival of the end of the world. War has been found guilty by the Charred Council, who hold the balance between the worlds in their hands. So War is being charged with Armageddon and sentenced to be destroyed. However, War makes a deal with the Council to be placed back on Earth to find out who is behind the end of the world, which is in utter ruin. Now, is it just me, or is this plot for this game just sound amazing. The end of the world, a post-apocalyptic world at that, and for these two things, I'm kind of a sucker. Now let's look at the gameplay. Out of all the other games so far, this one looks and feels like God of War the most to me, via the camera angle, the aggressive move combinations, the platforming, and the necessity for puzzles throughout the game. And Metacritic as well gives Darksiders pretty good reviews, as well as coming in between 80 and 83 for critics, and 78 to 81 for fans. So it sounds like a great game to pick up for God of War fans. And hey, just so you know, the like and subscribe buttons are great clones of God of War as well, so smash the Hades out of them as well. Number 4, Dante's Inferno. So many of you probably saw this game coming on this list, but come on, it's a great game. Dante's Inferno is an action hack-and-slash game developed in 2010 by developers Visceral Games and published by EA or Electronic Arts. Originally released in 2010 for PSP, PS3, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and PlayStation Vista, Dante's Inferno is based on 1/3 of the Divine Comedy by Dante, this last name right here, which is weirdly enough named Inferno. The plot of the story follows Dante, a Knights Templar who has traversed through the 9 circles of hell to find and free his beloved Beatrice from the clutches of Lucifer himself. On his way through the circles of hell, Dante must fight a slew of monsters and demons as he has come to terms with his life as a crusader and what he has done to his beloved. Okay, once again, kind of a sucker for this kind of game, and this title has held up over the years. But let's look at the gameplay really quick. And yes, doesn't the gameplay just scream God of War to you? Yes, it is extremely similar. Quick time events, nice hacking and slashing with enemy finishers. This game just feels like the Greek saga God of War back in your hands. But this time, in the bowels of hell, taking on Lucifer. So, in my eyes, how can you not want to play this game if you're a God of War fan? Number 5, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance. So last but absolutely not least on this list is Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance, which is once again an action game with hack and slash combat, developed by Platinum Games and published by Konami. Originally released in 2013 for the PlayStation 3, Xbox One, and PC in 2014, Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance is a spin-off of the Metal Gear series, taking place 4 years after the events of Metal Gear Solid 4, Guns of the Patriots. Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance follows the Metal Gear character Raiden, who takes on a private military company who is reaping the benefits of unstabilized nations with their superhuman soldiers. So this seems like a great title to get your hands on, but let's check out the gameplay really quick. Yes, it is very hack and slash, just like God of War, which I'm sure that is a great inspiration for this title, but it's probably just me, but I'm feeling a lot of Devil May Cry vibes from this, which is another kind of hack and slash game if you already don't know. Maybe it's because Raiden is fighting with a katana, but it might be pulling hairs here. And once again, Metacritic agrees that this title is worth picking up and playing, giving Metal Gear Rising: Revengeance a critic rating from anywhere between 80 and 83, and a fan or user rating between 81 and 83 as well. So this title has great reviews and 100% worth your time for a playthrough. Which title are you going to get your hands on first? Tell me in the comments down below, and happy gaming. Everybody, good night.